Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
Today's artist, Johnny Cougar.
Oh, hey, right?
Not? Sure.
Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked, and today we are doing John Cougar.
That's so 80s, it's not him.
Oh, it's not?
Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
And today's artist is John Mellencamp.
I don't think that's what we're doing either.
We're not doing John Mellencamp?
No.
Mellencamp John.
Like Elton John, John Elton.
Okay.
No. Hello world, welcome to 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Chris.
I'm Joel.
And today we are doing John Cougar Mellencamp. Now, as you
Are you
see,
sure? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yeah. This is Joel. This is Chris. Right? As you saw, he has had many name changes.
Has anybody else ever had name changes like that? Prince did.
Prince had
Prince changed to a
his
symbol.
symbol, formerly known as Prince. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I don't know that anybody else has had name changes like him.
no, people have had name changes.
Okay.
But not like now. He when he came on the scene and started doing his albums,
Based on the first one, you're looking at mid 70s.
Somebody suggested that he don't use Mellencamp because of how it sounded. It sounded too German or something like that. I don't know why somebody said you should be called Johnny.
Well, you know what? It's mid 70s.
Yeah.
And one of the big
Now
shows on that
Johnny
day,
Cash.
Well, one of the big shows on that day was Happy Days.
Okay.
And he looked like a greaser kid. Maybe
Okay.
they were
Hey Johnny. There we go.
Maybe
No,
no,
no, John.
Johnsy.
Yeah, and it just makes it's funny because John Wayne, big actor. What if somebody called him Johnny Wayne? It's like weird. And opposite, what if there's people Billy Squire. Did we ever call him Bill Squire? Or William
Is
Squire?
Cougar his legitimate middle name?
No. Somebody, I think he picked that.
Okay.
Which is why he got rid of it when he had enough clout.
So Johnny Cougar, totally false.
Johnny Cougar, Johnny Cougar, somebody suggested Johnny, and then somebody else told him he sounded too redneck. So he had 2 albums, no hits, and he changed to John Cougar.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you say? I thought you told me he had an album specifically called Johnny Cougar. And
He had 2.
he was called Johnny Cougar, but the album was not called.
There were, well, it might have been Johnny Cougar. The original album might have been Johnny Cougar.
Because we got Chestnut Street.
Oh, okay, maybe the second one. I don't remember. Doesn't matter because he didn't have any hits while he was Johnny Cougar. And also, I was just thinking of other names like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. What do you call him, Jim Fallon or Jim Kimmel? Just sounds weird.
Well, once you pick that name, it should stay.
Yeah. And then he went when he goes to John Cougar Mellencamp. That's why he changed to John Mellencamp, because now you just sound like serial killers or people who've done assassinations, like
with 3 names.
Mark David, the 3 names: Mark David Chapman, John Wayne Gacy, Lee Harvey Oswald. So they could get rid of that 3rd name.
That's why he did it.
No, that's not why he did it. But then how about Ricky Schroeder? He went to Rick Schroeder because Ricky sounded too childish, right? When he was in NYPD Blue.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's why he went. Somebody told him he sounded redneck, so that's why he went from Johnny to John, because he still kept the Cougar. So he had John Cougar, and when his first album, John Cougar, he had 2 legitimate hits, right? He had I Need a Lover.
And this time, which I don't remember, but it was supposed.
Well, I thought his first album with John Cougar was I Need a Lover, and
this one right here, the 3rd album.
Okay.
It had I Need a Lover, but it was actually.
But didn't have Ain't Even Done with the Night. That was not. Okay.
Nope, that was on Nothing Matters and What If He Did.
Oh, I Need a Lover this time, and then okay.
This time, which doesn't sound like Bryan Adams this time, and I don't remember it being on the radio. But then again, that was mid 70s.
Right.
I Need a Lover was put on 2 consecutive albums. It wasn't a hit on the biography, and then he re-released it. And I don't know if the 2-minute intro was on the original.
Was added.
Can you imagine that being your first hit though? When you're playing a song and in 2 minutes it doesn't even have you, it's just music. That's weird. But so really, American Fool would be where I say
where he rose, because
it wasn't just a single here, a single
no,
there.
yeah, it hurt so good. what was the other one?
Hand to Hold On To.
Hand to Hold On To. That's the one that's never played. Hand to Hold On To. And of course, Jack and Diane,
which was probably his only #1 hit ever in his career.
Probably his most overplayed song, too.
Yeah, and you know what? So this same week, earlier this week, Professor R.O.C.K did a half-hour segment specifically on John Cougar.
Okay, yeah.
And ranked his top 5 songs. And Jack and Diane was one, and he said the reason the drums sound like that is because he wanted to imitate Phil Collins in The Air Tonight.
Oh, okay.
And I can see that. But you know what I'd rather hear is Jessica Simpson's first song, which used that, the drumming.
There's a country artist from, I think this year or last year that put out, they talk about Jack and Diane. So he's talking about he wishes he was Jack and his girl was Diane. So in that story, so there's a country artist that did that. Can't remember who it was, but also, what was it going on?
I don't know. If you want a history about that specific song, go to Professor of Rock, because I don't want to get into that song.
Oh,
I don't like it, actually.
Who's the guy that's married to Nicole Kidman?
It's Blake Shelton.
No,
that's Gwen Stefani.
No, it's the Australian. Why am I not?
Oh, goodness, I forget.
Okay, he had that song 3 or 4 years ago, John Deere, John Cougar, and John 316.
Okay.
And I cannot think of his name right now. That's awful. Because he's not...
Well, we're not country music lovers,
yeah,
so
yeah.
Just because we like 80s music doesn't mean we like 80s country.
His name will come to me in like 5 minutes. I'll blurt it out.
Okay, so even though Jack and Diane's his biggest, you didn't put it in your top 10, right?
Too overplayed.
I didn't put it on my top 10. Yeah. I don't care for it. And, so, what is the song you would want to hear from John? He's got a ton of songs. I'm surprised he's got at least 9 albums with 2 good songs each.
That's not played?
That's not played.
It's not played. Oh.
And there's a lot of songs that he's had.
I never heard Rumble Seat.
Rumble Seat. I was thinking Rumble Seat too, even though Scarecrow's your favorite album.
Yeah, I bought. Yeah.
You had it. I don't think I had any John Cougar Mellencamp CDs. Rumble Seat probably would be the one I like best off of that album. No, it's not. It's close, but that'd be the one I want to hear.
I'm okay if I hear Ain't Even Done With The Night. Never hear that one on the radio. I just heard Hand to Hold On To. So I'm like, okay. Yeah. So
and then the next album. So the next album's
stay on Jack and Diane.
Okay.
Because we always talk, does Weird Al do anything from an artist? And Weird Al actually did John Cougar. He did 2. He did a song called Buckingham Blues, which is our 3rd, which I mentioned. We have 3 Princess Diane songs in our top 20 artists. And this was the 3rd one. It's Weird Al. He's not our artist, but he's mentioned in those 20. He did something called Buckingham Blues, which is about Charles and Diane, and he says Chuck and Diane, which is, they say it's a parody song. I don't quite hear it, but that's okay. And the second one, he was on The Simpsons, and he did Homer and Marge, which has the music of Jack and Diane.
For about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And also in the credits.
Yeah, so...
Now, what's funny with Weird Al, he was on MTV.
Right.
Actually, as a TV host, right? He had Al TV, okay? And
did he interview him?
He interviewed John Cougar Mellencamp.
He interviewed a lot of people.
No, I didn't. The really funny ones with Eminem.
Yeah. He didn't actually interview him. What he does is
he takes it, somebody else interviewed.
And cuts their answers from a previous interview.
That's right. So Eminem interviewed by somebody else, but Weird Al made it look like he was the one interviewing. Yeah. Same thing with John Cougar. So he did that. So I didn't watch it, but that's something Weird Al did with it.
Yeah. All right.
So John Cougar's next album is
What a title.
I like that title. That's probably actually my favorite of his.
Right.
Because Authority Song and Crumblin Down are very different for the time period. You know, Crumblin Down is like a really.
You ever see him dance? Because he said he's a really good dancer.
I know. So and I'm like, if you watch those videos, no, you're not. Maybe in your
his own mind,
is a redneck state.
I'm a legend in my own mind.
Yes.
So I'm a really good dancer.
And
when I'm by myself.
And again, out of those 3 songs that he released, Pink Houses is the one that's overplayed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that
but I still like hearing it. So.
That would be my least favorite of those 3 songs. And there supposedly was a 4th called Play Guitar, which I like.
Yeah, I've heard it.
I don't remember.
I don't like it, but I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Play guitar.
And what? So now I think that I looked this up, and I think this.
Oh yeah, I think
this is the case. So, in the movie Footloose, which is it's a movie with a good soundtrack, right? "Hurts So Good" is apparently one of the songs played in that movie.
Okay.
Right?
With Kevin Bacon?
Yes.
Kevin Bacon. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I don't remember.
Same year, later in the year, Uh-Huh's released. And he has the Authority song on it, which sounds like it should have been played in Footloose.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about going against authority.
I fought authority always was. That's this generation's I fought the law and the law won. That's just his updated version of that.
Yeah. So three songs from American Fool, 3 songs from A-ha. Comes The Scarecrow, 1985. Even though I don't like it, it's 6 songs.
Right. Lonely All Night was the first hit, and I like that hit so much. That's when I bought that album before any other hits were released.
Now, in our introduction video, you mentioned that John Cougar doesn't have guitar solos. That would be maybe.
Oh, and also Scarecrow. I'm thinking of Scarecrow. You can correct me unless it was the previous one. Is when he added the Mellencamp. Because he had enough clout because of all the hits he had.
Yeah, I think he was using Mellencamp by then.
It might have been the previous album. I don't remember.
I don't think it was.
Okay, so this is the first time he did John Cougar Mellencamp. Yeah.
But I was saying Lonely Old Nights is a kind of a guitar song.
This is probably the album he had the most hits of.
Yeah, 6.
So, yeah.
So he put out 6 releases.
They say Minutes to Memories was released.
That's what I heard.
I don't remember that being.
So
I had the album, so I heard it all the time.
If you go through it, so Lonely Old Night for sure, Small Town for sure, Rumble Seat, R.O.C.K. in the USA. Those are the 4 known ones.
They say Rain on a Scarecrow too.
Yeah, if it did, it didn't last long.
That was just like Minutes to Memories. Yeah. Both of those songs I don't really remember hearing on the radio.
And so if you listen to the album, it sounds political, right? A lot of things. Well, not political. Well, it's conscious about the state of the economy of farmers, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that year, Live Aid happened, and he wasn't in it. So him and some other people put out Farm Aid, right?
And they actually still do it, and they raise money that goes to the farmers to Man, imagine if there was no more farmers, where the heck we get our? I don't know why.
We may find out shortly.
Yeah, that's true. All the farmland's now owned by what's his name? Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. And he wants us to eat fake meat.
Soy or
right,
bugs.
So obviously that's why with these 2 albums being really good, that's why you got a gap year because you're out on tour for those. And then puts out Lonesome Jubilee, had 3 songs. I don't find any of them.
Cherry Bomb, check it out.
Well, I do like Paper and Fire. That Paper and Fire. And I remember about this album is we used to get Modern Drummer for 1 year. I had a subscription Modern Drummer, and so we'd always see
Kenny Aronoff.
Kenny Aronoff, and I remember reading in an interview that John Cougar Mellencamp wanted to fire him and replace him with another drummer.
Yeah, which he eventually did.
And yes, a decade after this. Yeah. But after he said he fought, and then he showed that he could do some stuff, and he kept him for another decade, which is cool. But they eventually released him, so that was neat. See that out of some. Of the other musicians, I don't know who they are. He's the drummer and him are the only 2 I know. Right? But he had a wide load of musical instruments in his background. Yeah. He obviously used fiddles, and I think he had violins on some, saxophone in one. What else? I think I've read a mandolin. There's so many other things.
Yeah.
So he had a wide variety of instruments. Anything hillbilly related. By the way, that's he's got one of my favorite titles of an album. It's on the 2nd board. It's called Sad Clowns and Hillbillies. Not popular, but I like the title.
I got from our library, I got Words and Music. Wow, it's so sophisticated. It's like the simplest.
There was a movie called that too.
It's like that's right. It was. But that's the simplest title you can go. Yeah. There is Songs. That's my album called Songs.
And in the 90s, well, right before the 90s, Big Daddy came up. I don't know. Was that because he became a dad or something?
I don't know. Was Adam Sandler's movie out yet?
And that might be, out of the songs that have 2 hits, that might be my least favorite because it had Pop Singer and Jackie Brown. I don't care for those 2.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing Jackie Brown on the radio at all.
Yeah, but it said it was a hit. So
yeah.
All right, so we move into the next decade.
Yeah.
All right, so the 90s hit, and we're movie buffs.
Yeah.
Whenever We Want It, obviously, he came out.
Yeah, that's his first album with the just John Mellencamp,
right.
The Cougar Away.
But so I'm reading that he could have had the part in Thelma and Louise that Brad Pitt had. I read that, and he turned it down. I don't one because he saw that in the script he had to take off his shirt. He didn't want to take off his shirt. Now look where Brad Pitt's career went after that, right? Yeah. But the other thing is
Brad Pitt's had there was one I just saw it like last month. It was a stinker. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah, it was before I think it was before Thelma and Louise.
Okay.
So it wasn't
Johnny Suede.
No, it was before that.
Okay.
I don't remember the title.
All right, but I heard he turned that down because he thought if he would have made it as an actor, he wouldn't do music anymore. Can you think of anybody, artist-wise, where that's actually happened? A musician got into movies but still didn't do music? It probably has happened, but by and large, like Elvis Presley went with movies and music through his whole career.
Yeah,
right?
A lot of people do that.
Dolly Parton, Barbra Streisand,
Madonna did music and movies.
And the only one I can think of possibly that could come close to losing the music career, Mark Wahlberg. Once he became a movie star, he stayed a movie star. I don't think he's put in music. No, he was with a boy band.
So I don't know. That big. I mean, Good Vibrations is the only one I can think of.
Yeah, I can't think. But he wasn't specifically the leader of that group, was he? He mixed in with 4 other guys.
No, it was Marky Mark. And then they had the
Did he have his own hit? Okay,
he had the Funky Bunch.
But he was with New Boys on the Block, or
no? That was his brother.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in
New Boys, New Kids,
New Kids on the Block. Whichever one. Who cares what those groups are?
That was Donnie Wahlberg. Who is an actor now on TV?
Does he do music anymore? Yeah. So a couple of them, maybe. But by and large, these people who go in movies, they don't just stay to acting.
No, they usually do both.
But he was worried he was going to ruin his career now. Pretty good decision because honestly, the 90s, he went a good 20 years.
He turned down Thelma and Louise part in a movie. Yet in 1992,
the very next year,
he directed and starred in a movie called
Grace,
Falling from Grace, which also stars Mariel Hemingway and Claude Atkins, which Sheriff Lobo.
You're like, Sheriff Lobo. That's another show from the 80s.
Right? We only know him from Sheriff Lobo and Twilight Zone.
Was that originally in the Dukes of Hazzard, Sheriff Lobo?
Enos was. I don't know. He might have been.
He knew Enos, yeah. So I don't know. Or BJ the Bear. I can't remember.
I could have been.
Mexican shows I know.
Yeah.
Good shows from the
They
80s.
all cross over, so.
But yeah, so he had 4 hits from Whenever We Wanted. And again, he had 9 albums with at least 2 hits. And I found it hard to rank those songs because I kept thinking, I like that better. And then I switched and that one, like, you thought about Elton John being polarizing. That was our word of the day.
Yeah.
Not that John Cougar's polarizing, but there was a lot to pick from. There are 6 songs in our ranking. First time it's happened. 6 songs in our ranking where one of us had it in the top 10 and the other didn't, and they made the top 10. We only agreed on 4 being in the top 10.
Okay.
So that's a first.
He just had so many hits that
he did. He had a lot of hits. What was it, 40 something that I made?
Yeah, and he also he also had a Christmas song coming up on Christmas here.
Yeah. So. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Yeah, and it's a little different. It's got the fiddles at the beginning.
As anything, and if he put a video out, I don't know if he did. As long as it's not like Hall Notes, he's good.
Yeah, where they're bouncing.
And
yeah, and he's now pretty good friends with Bruce Springsteen. And Bruce Springsteen also has a Christmas song that comes around.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
Now, I moved off of the movies. Yeah. I heard he dated Meg Ryan.
Yeah, they broke up there. I don't know if they were even maybe engaged, possibly.
Maybe. And then when Billy Joel and Christy Brinkley split, he dated her for a little bit. So. Yeah. Really?
That's just
they ever tour together?
That's just when you get popular and get lots of money, you can date whoever you want.
That's right. Yeah, and I remember, so the last song is in 1998. Well, actually, he put it in 99, but it was on the self-titled album. It was I'm Not Running Anymore. I remember, the one time I remember hearing that song, not on the radio, but when we had MTV and The Real World was on. And for some reason, they used that song in the intro.
Right. There's another song he has out, and I told you, I said, I Saw Her First. I said it's called Key West Intermezzo.
Whatever that means.
Yeah, well, Intermezzo, I looked it up. It's the music that plays, like for a play, a stage play. It's music that plays in between sets. You know, like if maybe they're changing scenery or something, and the pit plays music, that's the Intermezzo. Like, okay, so how is a Key West Intermezzo? That doesn't make any sense.
It's a lobby break.
Yeah, and I don't know if a song's supposed to be a love story. What does it matter if you saw her first? I saw her first. Yeah, but she likes me.
Yeah, should have been Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson's song, right? Well, the girl's mine. I saw her first. Oh, okay, you know. Don't move out.
Yeah, forget her feelings.
All right, so let me just look at. Now he had other stuff in movies. Nothing was a hit though. Yeah, like I think Blue Chips, really good movie, good sports movie.
I remember there's only one scene I like in that movie. That's where he punts the basketball.
he had a song in the movie Cocktail. Now, does he look like? Here's a movie set in the Caribbean. Does John Cougar look like the person you get for a Caribbean movie?
He's Midwest for sure.
And then he had something in The Perfect Storm with Mark Wahlberg.
But are those songs that he made for the movie, or are they songs that he already had?
No. Those were songs for the movie. Okay. But I don't know that any of them were released. Doesn't look like they were. Yeah.
The big movie he's known for is when he directed and starred in now.
Yeah. No. I remember John Bon Jovi being in a movie. I thought I could see his career taking off more than John Cougar's.
Yeah, he's been an actor. He was in
U-571.
No, he might have been in that, but he was also in TV. The one with Calista Flockhart. What was that show that she was in?
Something about Amy.
I don't think that's it. He was in that show.
It's a lawyer show, right?
Yeah, I don't remember that sailor. We're bad with remembering.
That one wasn't from the 80s.
So. I never watched it. That's why I don't. I just know he was in it.
Is she a star anymore? I don't know.
She's Harrison Ford's significant other is all she is.
Really? Age difference?
I don't even know if they're still together. I'm assuming they are because I never heard about a breakup. So.
Okay. Well, that's the history of Leave. You see, we got all the other albums after the 90s. All these albums that nobody's ever heard of. He kept making albums. Eight more albums after the 2000s.
He still makes albums pretty regularly. So, but he always thinks every album he makes is the best album he's done. And he just knew he's like, this is the best music I've ever had.
Now, if you had all these hits up in the 90s and 80s, and this one comes, the Santa Claus and Hillbillies, you gonna say that's my best one?
Yeah, I would say this is my best album. It's the one people like, which is the one that has hits on it.
You know what it sounds like? If you say that, it basically sounds like, go buy my album.
Yeah.
That's all he's saying.
If somebody says, oh, well, he says it's his best album, I'm going to go get it. Yeah, that's probably true. It's probably a self-promotion, yeah.
By the way, I'm still alive.
Yeah.
Go buy my Sad Clowns and Hillbillies
Yeah,
album.
he's not really, his music, didn't he do the Super Bowl halftime one year?
No, Tom Petty did.
I don't
know. No.
I saw him a couple of years ago on TV. It's probably Netflix. It was a concert he put on, and I was so bored watching it. And it was all the song music I liked, but nothing was going on. It wasn't a big venue. That might have been why. And they were all wearing suits.
Even Maroon 5 did a Super Bowl show. And people agree that's a really boring show, but what do you want people to do at the show? Are they supposed to, You have to give a light show.
Yeah.
No, just playing your music.
Yeah.
That's
you
not
can't
allowed.
just stand at a microphone and just like
people like
nothing's going on. They're just singing.
People like your song. Why is that not okay? So
Yeah, I don't
understand. Then you do too much. It's like the Fast and the Furious. You have to one up your movie every time you put a new one out, and then it becomes unreal. It's my 2 cents right there. All right, let's get to our top 10.
Top 10.
I think I read everything I had. I didn't read. All right, before we get to the top 10, I always do this.
Could you see something?
I mentioned, okay, so I remember going to the store and seeing the Best That I Could Do Greatest Hits album.
Right.
I'm like, that was like yesterday. It's like 20 years ago. What the heck? So anyways, on Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky, there's a song called Just Another Day. And you remember that song?
Yeah.
He kept mentioning a Big Jim Pagano or something like that.
Okay.
Like, hopefully that's not his real name. You can imagine having your full name in the song.
Oh, yeah.
I like that song, but I was just questioning.
Yeah, so if he watches this video, he's like, we get them. Talking about me.
Alright, so, again, I mentioned 6 songs that are in our honorable mention because that's how polarizing. Okay, so you only lost 2, though. So you somehow picked right, probably because you'd be playing it safe.
Picking the iconic songs.
All right, and funny, the 2 songs that got removed from you are both on Scarecrow.
That's not right.
So we got.
It's my favorite album. All those songs should be in
So
the
we
top
got
10.
Rumble Seat,
Yeah.
which I think I had that at 11, so it was close.
It's like it's one of the shortest songs too.
Yeah, and then
I'm not even sure if it even comes in 3 minutes.
and then Small Town, which is another overplayed song, probably the overplayed song. Jack and Diane, it can be underplayed. I still don't like it, but Small Town is overplayed. I like it, but it's overplayed. And the funny thing about Small Town, it reminds me of Pink Houses. It's like it's kind of identical to Pink Houses. Not
Right.
much going on. I'm talking about a small town. Does he still live in that small town?
And does
He
he,
says
live,
he's-
and does
he
he
says
live
he's
in
been-
as a pink house? That's
Yeah. Well, actually,
He's gonna die in a small town. So.
I heard that the Pink Houses is a negative reference about the way the economy, because he had negative things to say about Ronald Reagan
Okay.
back then.
Right.
So I don't know.
You can
Okay,
say
look-
negative things about any politician. So.
Yeah. So those, and who knows what he says at Farm Aid? Trying to get money from people about help the farmers out. He probably doesn't like the government at all. All right. So those were your 2 that you lost. Okay. What I lost was that last song. I'm not running anymore. What If I Came Knocking, which is on the Human Wheels. I like Human Wheels because it makes his voice sound.
Yeah,
different.
you see, like really.
But I
low.
like What If I Came Knocking better. Love and Happiness. And the reason I like that is it's not a guitar solo, but it's really cool guitar. I love that guitar part. That's Love and Happiness. And then Justice and Independence, which supposedly was another hit from
You know,
Scarecrow.
one of his daughters is named Justice.
Justice.
Yes. So.
And that middle part is it's not a guitar solo. It's a drum solo with him going whatever he's saying in the middle of it. I like that part. Now, again, that's just like Minutes to Memories. I really don't remember hearing. I kind of remember this one more than the other one on the radio, but it said it was a hit, so I wranked it. So that was in my top.
It's funny. Every song you hear from him on the radio is his earlier hits. From
Yeah, you got that right.
yeah, like from our first board. Every hit we hear is from that first board.
You'll never
The
hear it.
second board,
Well,
the hits we won't hear.
it also, we're listening to the radio stations that are talking about 80s music. They probably stick to the 80s music,
Okay.
right? I don't know, maybe they don't, but they're supposed to.
Well, yeah, the one station where it says we play anything.
Yeah.
Anything that if you come on our list, you can pick from.
Right.
But hey, where's this song? It's not on the list, well, then you don't play anything.
Right. Okay, so that was my 4 that didn't make it, so those are the 6. So the first 6 songs on the list, one of us liked, the other one not so much. All right, so number 10. We got 2 songs from Scarecrow. That's all that made it. 2 of this. And the one that I like, I put this at number 3. I used to not like it. Now I like it. This is 3. You have it way down at 20. And that's R.O.C.K. in the USA. Yes.
I knew which one was lower because I knew where I put the other one.
Right. So, and that, again, faster the song. Maybe that's why. But I say that, faster song, but here's the next one. I'm surprised this one.
Let's go back to R.O.C.K.
Okay.
in the USA for a song. The beginning of the song sounds like they're practicing.
Does it? Yeah. It's like, okay, you ready? Oh, we're running? Did you push record already? Yeah, it does sound like that. Alright, did they do that in concert? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, if they start, okay, guess what this one is, Okay,
next one, number 9, Your Life Is Now. This is from his self-titled one, Cougar Mellencamp. Slower song. It's the slower of the two songs I just mentioned, Just Another Day. This one made it, that one didn't. You have this at number 5, I have it down at 16. I still like it though. But one of the slower ones that you can see from our list, especially from somebody who has a lot of hits. Okay, surprised this one made it. This is from even though this is my favorite album.
You're surprised.
I am surprised this one made it because it's like Small Town. It's like not much.
You didn't think I'd like it for some
reason? Not much. Yeah, maybe there's not much happening in the song. Even I mean, the lyrics are what make some of his songs are really good because of the lyrics, not so much for the music, right? Because if you don't have guitar solos, how do you make it better? You have good lyrics, right? So Pink Houses, and he when he gets to the end, he started little big. He's like ramping up his voice. I don't know. So this is from Pink Houses. I had this at 14. You had it at 6. All right, that was number 8.
Yeah.
Number
okay, go
ahead.
The guy in the video, or not even the song, the lyrics. He was going to be president, something didn't happen. I'm like, that's why he hates presidents. You wanted to be president, didn't you?
Yeah, he was talking about, was that him, supposed to be him?
I don't know. I was thinking this. Oh, the video, though, when they get to the guy, the greaser guy, and his girlfriend, have you seen the video?
When they fall out, she falls out.
She falls out, I'm like, holy cow, that looks like it hurts.
And
he scraped her skin.
And she looks up and he doesn't even help her.
I'm like, you need to get to the hospital because you really fell. Probably didn't break your arm.
Okay, number 7 from Whenever We Wanted. This is Get a Leg Up. I have this at 11. Okay, so I was wrong about Rumble.
This is all dogs' favorite song.
Oh, really?
Yes.
This is number 11 for me, number 8 for you. And you know, when I originally thought that other song, Let It All Hang Out. I thought that was the song title for this one, and I listened to both. Get a Leg Up, not Let It All Hang Out. Be similar action, I don't know. Okay, next one, the self-titled song from Human Wheels, number 6. I have this at 15. You have it at number 4. And again, he changes his voice, and that almost makes it sound like what he's in a box or something. Saying that you go into the sound booth now, sing. We'll record it out here while you're in there. Okay, one up again.
I thought it sounded like and he's been smoking a long time.
And you know what? That actually, I just read that he did smoke.
Okay.
So he never touched alcohol or drugs, but he had a nicotine addiction. That's what it is. I'm guessing he smoked. Did videos ever show him smoking?
I don't recall. Like, I don't think so. I don't think
like Keith Richards?
No, because mostly he was always playing a guitar and singing, so he couldn't have a cigarette in his mouth.
True. That's true. You got to be the background musicians to do that.
Right, yeah. I think you mentioned Keith Richards. Wasn't there a guy also in Huey Lewis band? They probably had a cigarette.
Yeah, that bass player.
Yeah.
The bass player, yeah, he did. I don't know his name. Okay, number 5 from again. So 2 from so far. The Authority song. And I have this as my number 1 song. You have it down at 14.
Right.
So that's the best of the song where we didn't rank him.
Now that video, okay, it's like boxing, isn't it?
He is not a boxer. Do you see him getting in a ring and winning? So you can forget authority. You can fight anybody. You're losing.
What does boxing have to do with authority?
Well, he says, I fight.
I mean, he's fighting authority.
I fight authority, so he lost. Did it show him down or with a black eye? I can't remember.
They should.
Yeah. Next one up from the
He's on the ground. He's like, "Did I win?"
Thursday.
That's what I imagine.
How many fingers am I holding up? Thursday. Okay.
That's from Police Squad.
Yes. Next one up. The only song from the Lonesome Jubilee. I mentioned this. Most songs aren't that good. But Paper in Fire. I have this at number 4. You have it at number 9. And this is where the fiddle stands in.
Yeah. You didn't like Check It Out because they said it too much.
And Cherry Bomb.
Check it out, they say in every other line. Like, say this one, check it out. And then this line, check it out. But the Cherry Bomb, how many singers are on that? It's like 4 different singers or 3?
And
he's like the 3rd or 4th one, and then they go back to the woman, the guy. And,
who's naming their club the Cherry Bomb? Isn't those the things you throw in the toilet and make it explode?
Yeah. Might be a name of a drink too. I don't know. Because we don't drink, so.
Yeah, all right.
You can name anything, drink anything, so.
You can. Okay, so the last song from bring in 3 songs for Proof that it's not first.
That's the best album.
It's not.
Yeah, but this is not. 6 hits. That's proof that that's the best album.
That proves that at that time
we'll fight each other. That's the best album.
Okay, so and R.O.C.K. in USA, by the way, from the Scarecrow, was the best ranked hit on that album.
Okay.
It went all the way up to number 2. So
I can see that because
after Jack and Diane, R.O.C.K. in the USA is his best ranked song. Okay, so
why do you spell it too?
What? And it has periods in it, right?
Why not say Rockin' the USA?
It says Rockin' in the USA.
Yeah, I know, but why spell it?
I don't know.
Because it had to have this so many syllables in the chorus.
He starts mentioning people later in the song,
and they were rocking.
But you know what? They don't represent rock.
Now you went back to listen, like they weren't rocking.
It was R&B, right?
Yeah.
And soul. James Brown and Aretha Franklin. All right, so number 3. I don't know how much saved, but Crumblin Down, you had it at number 2. I had it at number 7. And you look at the video, he's walking under ladders and stuff. No wonder it's Crumbling Down. He walked under a ladder. Bad luck, don't you know?
Didn't he slide down? He went up it.
You can bet me, but you better stay clear.
He went up and he straddled it.
Yeah.
And then he slid down the other side, I think.
Well, that's why you have to stay clear.
Which is like, look at your head. Oh, why did I do that?
Splinters.
I think it was a steel ladder.
Well, even then, you ever go down a pole?
Have you ever get steel splinters? Oh my gosh, those are
well, steel splinters, but I mean burn. You know, like yeah. At the end, it's like SpongeBob, where they're like on fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the video again and see if he's wearing gloves.
He probably has skin-colored gloves, maybe. Okay, that was number 3, and last one from Scarecrow, number 2, Lonely Old Nights.
That's my number 1.
And again, you're number 1. I had number 8. And again, I was trying to say this it's a guitar solo, his kind of guitar solo, but all it does is date, right, over and over. But it was probably the legitimate guitar solo for him. It wasn't like a Def Leppard guitar solo. Okay, so that brings us to number 1. The only song from Dance Naked, which I wouldn't recommend doing. This would be a remake of a song called Wild Night. Do you remember who originally did it?
I don't remember.
I think it was a black singer from the past, like Sam Cooke or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
I was thinking like Van Morrison or something.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong on who I meant. And it doesn't sound like his version, obviously.
Yeah.
It's much slower. But I had this number 2. You had it number 3. So we both had this one very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a wild night. Why they focus on a taxi cab driver in the video is beyond me.
woman taxi cab.
Yeah. That means the other people in the cab
they're having a wild night.
You're just stuck driving for your shift. How's that wild? How was your night? It was wild. I made $40 on tips.
You got to see all the wild people. So.
Yeah. Now I gotta go to bed.
Date morning.
Do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, that was our list. Do you agree?
Lots of hits to pick
Lots
from.
of hits.
So.
Did we leave out your hit that you want in the list?
Number one, what would you say? Comment, share, like the video.
Yep. And guess we have next week.
Subscribe too.
Who do we have next week?
We have 13 subscribers. That's why I'm lucky at the moment.
What's your hint for next week?
Next week,
it'd be our second woman singer. That was that a good hit?
No, that doesn't.
And 1985, which was the good year, is the year they changed their style and it helped them.
Yeah. They've done. I don't know what my hit would be. They're good singers.
Do they still sing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
The lead singer sang more than the group itself because she's done a couple duets.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So there's your hint. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to do the whole spiel just like you did. Okay. All right. Hello, world. Welcome to. What do you usually say? Hold on. How do you usually say? Hello, world.
Oh, you're watching.
No, you're watching. Yeah. Shows you that I pay attention.
Good idea.
That's stuff good.
I can't do it. Well, you did your.
No,
You can't get that right, huh?
I said welcome to it.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh boy, I'm not gonna be able to do mine.
I didn't. I'm like, maybe I should have listened to what you usually say.